salaries of civil servants will be adjusted according to their current positions. Malaysia on track to achieve targeted revenue in data center industry. Well, good evening and Salam Malaysia Madani. You're watching Malaysia Tonight. I'm Muhammad Amin Carlos. Now, the Court of Appeal ruled today that the case involving the kidnapping of a Palestinian national by 13 individuals related to obtaining information on mobile phone hacking software will be heard in the High Court instead of the Sessions Court. Well, a three-judge panel chaired by Justice Datuk Cik Muhammad Ruzima Ghazali allowed the appeal by Deputy Public Prosecutor or DPP Tetralina Ahmed Fauzi against the Kuala Lumpur High Court's decision to remit the case to the Sessions Court. Now, the judge said this was a unanimous decision, and according to Article 145 of the Constitution, the DPP has discretionary powers to conduct any proceedings for any offence except before the Sharia court and the military court. Under this provision, the DPP can proceed with this case in the High Court at their discretion. Additionally, under Section 177A of the Criminal Procedure Code, the DPP argues that there is no reason to transfer the case to the Sessions Court. Therefore, the DPP's appeal is allowed, and this case will be remitted to the High Court. The court also sets 14th August for the next mention of the case in the High Court. In October 2022, 12 men and 1 woman were charged in the Kuala Lumpur Magistrates Court for jointly detaining Omar ZM Al-Besbaisi, Raida, 31, to obtain secret information on creating and deactivating computer software used to hack mobile phones. They allegedly committed this act in Kuala Lumpur and were charged under Section 3 of the Kidnapping Act 1961, which carries an imprisonment of between 30 and 40 years and caning upon conviction. Well, Director General of Public-Private Partnership Unit, or UCAS, in the Prime Minister's Department, Dr. Sri Samsul Azri Abu Bakar, has been appointed as the new Chief Secretary to the government effective 12 August. Well, the Prime Minister's Office, or PMO, in a statement today said that Dato Sri Samsul Azri will be replacing Tan Sri Muhammad Zuki Ali, whose 2-year contract will expire on 10th August. The statement said His Majesty Sultan Ibrahim, King of Malaysia, consented to the appointment. Dato Sri Samsul Azri, 55, holds a bachelor's degree in business administration from the University of Tulsa, Oklahoma, in the United States, with a stint at several international institutions, including the University of Cambridge, United Kingdom, and the European Institute of Business Administration, INSEAD. Well, he has been in the public service for 30 years, including at the Ministry of Public Finance, or rather Ministry of Finance, the Public Service Department and state governments. Meanwhile, the statement said the government also expressed appreciation to Tan Sri Muhammad Zuki for his service and dedication throughout his tenure as the Chief Secretary to the government, particularly in efforts to strengthen the public service delivery system by introducing various reforms to ensure that the national development agenda is implemented successfully. Malaysia's civil servants will see their salaries adjusted by an expected 15 to 42.7%, depending on their current positions or ranks. Communications Minister Fahmi Fadil also indicated that guidelines about the salary hike for civil servants will be distributed next week.
Ini telah diingatkan bahawa ada beberapa aspek yang melibatkan implikasi keuangan. Kita perlu bawa ke bukan hanya ke jemaah menteri tapi juga dalam belanjawan 2025 yang akan dibentang pada 18 hari bulan Oktober nanti di Parlimen.
Briefing reporters after the Cabinet's weekly meeting, Fahmi, who is also the government spokesman, said increment for the Kumpulan Pelaksana is expected to be the highest. He noted the increment for higher-ranking civil servants, such as Director Generals and Directors, would be more moderate. Well, the government aims to improve Malaysia's cyber security infrastructure, encourage best practices among individuals and organizations, and strengthen national cyber resilience. Now, at the opening of Cyber Siaga 2024 in Kuala Lumpur today, Deputy Defence Minister Adli Zahari highlighted the critical implications of quantum technology on global security, military strategy, and regional stability. He emphasized that quantum technology holds the promise of transforming the economy, enhancing national security, and improving lives through its unique capabilities. However, he cautioned that the associated risks could delay progress or enable nations to leverage quantum dominance as a strategic weapon.
Quantum technology offers transformative potential for secure communication and surveillance. Nevertheless, it may disrupt global security. Nations, in particular ASEAN, must develop robust strategies, resilient security frameworks, and foster international cooperation to manage shifting power dynamics.
Adli called for the urgent development of quantum-resistant encryption solutions to protect critical data. Additionally, he stressed the essential role of the private sector in driving innovation and advancing quantum technology, while noting the importance of collaboration between the government and private sector. Now, this is to ensure that quantum technology development aligns with national security priorities and economic growth. Well, adding to that, quantum technology that can handle data encryption in under 5 minutes compared to years using normal computers will be the new challenge for the national cybersecurity sector. Now, the threat of quantum computing technology, which is expected to mature in the next 5 years, will require the Malaysian Armed Forces, the MAF, to prepare to face such a challenge. Now, MAF Cyber and Electromagnetic Defence Director General Rear Admiral Dato Muhammad Fazli Kamal Muhammad Mohaldin said that quantum technology had its own pros and cons. Well, he said the good is that this technology will speed up computing, but the same technology can be used to break encrypted data contained in applications like WhatsApp in just a few minutes. Now, in the country's current national defense, closed networks are used to share defense and security information. In this case, MAF is ready for the presence of the technology and was preparing to tackle any threat if it was used maliciously. Dato Muhammad Fadli Kamal said a large amount of funds and a sustainable organization were required to create expertise in quantum technology. He added that the MAF has also taken the initiative to collaborate at the ASEAN and ASEAN Plus level, involving China, Russia, the United States, and Australia in cybersecurity matters. Thailand proposes special economic zone involving private and startup companies.
Kecemasan, boleh saya bantu?
Hello, there's been a motorcycle accident here. Maybe an elephant ran it over.
Sir, there is fire accident at the address number 5 Jalan Tembika Shah Alam.
PGO from FRT Shah Alam, there was no fire accident here. Over.
Maersk 999. Use it wisely.
And it's the biz segment. Now, Malaysia's target to achieve a revenue of 3.6 billion ringgit by 2025 in the data center industry is on track, judging from the positive signals by the industry players. Deputy Communications Minister Tony Cheng said this after a slew of investments involving the development of data centers entered the entry, coupled with expanding operations by existing companies.
We definitely, we believe that we are on track because we can see that more and more people are coming in for this digital economy investment, and then a lot of data centers who are already here are also expanding their operation. Maksudnya, ada yang datang yang jumpa saya said that they are going to double out their investment in Malaysia. So I believe that we are now on the right track with a lot of positive factors and also signal that we are receiving. We got all the big names, Microsoft, Vantage, we got Amazon, we got GDS, etc. So when they are here, of course their supplier will be interested and they will demand their supplier to come to Malaysia as well. So this is the opportunity whereby we can create more high-value jobs for Malaysians.
She also noted that Malaysia approved 114.7 billion ringgit worth of investments in data centers and cloud services from 2021 to 2023, creating over 2,325 high-value job opportunities in specialized fields. Well, Thailand is proposing the establishment of a special economic zone, or rather SEZ, including the involvement of the private sector and startup companies to attract more investments into the zone. So Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim said the proposal was made by Thai Foreign Minister Maris Siagiam Pongsa during a courtesy visit held yesterday. Now, in a post on Facebook today, he said the involvement of both private and startup companies can attract more investments into the SEZ, suggesting that Kelantan takes the opportunity to build business spaces along the Golok River. Well, in a meeting, they also discussed the results of his working visit with Thai Prime Minister Srettha Thavisin to Sungai Golok, Thailand and Rantau Panjang, Kelantan on Saturday. Now, besides that, Datuk Seri Anwar also expressed Malaysia's commitment to the Southern Thailand peace dialogue process. He also prayed that the relationship between Malaysia and Thailand would remain strong and harmonious. Well, the development of the regulatory framework for the carbon capture, utilization and storage, or CCUS industry, will be guided by and subject to the legal views of the Attorney General's Department. Now, this includes the interpretation of the boundaries between the federal government and state governments as stipulated under the Continental Shelf Act 1966, the Exclusive Economic Zone Act 1984, and the Territorial Sea Act 2012. Now, according to Economy Minister Rafizi Ramli, the MA63 platform set up specifically to discuss arising issues between the federal government, Sabah and Sarawak has successfully resolved many issues so far. Now, he also made it clear that the government is aware of Sarawak's stance regarding the development of the CCUS framework, including matters concerning differing legal interpretations of state boundaries involving the continental shelf. Therefore, discussions on this will continue between the federal government and the Sarawak government through the MA63 platform to seek a resolution. Now, he also assured that the development of the CCUS legal framework will consider any decisions mutually agreed upon. Well, the retail price for diesel in Peninsular Malaysia will be reduced by 5 cents per litre to 3 ringgit and 30 cents per litre, while for RON 97 and RON 95 petrol prices remain unchanged at 3 ringgit and 47 cents and 2 ringgit and 5 cents per litre from 8th to 14th August. Now, the Finance Ministry in a statement today said that due to the recent decline of global crude oil prices, the government had agreed to reduce the retail price of diesel in Peninsular Malaysia by 5 cents per litre to 3 ringgit and 30 cents per litre. It added the retail price of diesel in Sabah, Sarawak and Labuan remain unchanged at 2 ringgit and 15 cents per litre. It said the prices were fixed based on the weekly retail pricing of petroleum products using the automatic pricing mechanism formula. The statement added the government will continue to monitor the trends of global crude oil prices and take appropriate measures to ensure the continued welfare and well-being of the people. Well, national car maker Proton Holdings Berhad, or Proton, hit a milestone in July, selling 2,585 units of its revamped 2024 Proton X50, just weeks after its 4th June debut. Elaborating further on the matter through a statement released, Proton Edar Chief Executive Officer Roslan Abdullah said sales for the updated model continue to grow due to strengthening consumer demand, with advanced features and network support being key factors that appeal to buyers. Now, he noted that July's sales performance for the B-segment premium SUV reflects the hard work and dedication of the entire team who have closely listened to customer feedback. Well, he said the model's blend of performance, safety and connectivity continues to resonate with Proton's customers and satisfying their needs. Well, at the same time, Proton has made local production improvements and the customer-centric enhancements have kept the Proton X50 ahead of the pack. Now, the company stated that over 60% of the buyers are aged between 26 and 50 years, indicating its broad appeal to young professionals and those with families. Well, Petroleum Sarawak Berhad or Petros, as the sole gas aggregator in Sarawak, must ensure that gas allocation for export and local value add is determined strategically and fairly. Sarawak Utility and Telecommunications Minister Dato Sri Julaihi Narawi said Petros also plays a crucial role in attracting investors, fostering greater local participation and contributing to the economic growth of Sarawak. Well, it said Petros' collaboration with Petroleum Nasional Berhad ensures a smooth transition of responsibilities in procuring natural gas from upstream producers and supplying it to industries in Sarawak, including the liquefied natural gas plants in Bintulu. Now, Dato Sri Julaihi said the continued growth of Sarawak's economy requires the availability of natural gas and fuel for power generation, commercial industries and industrial feedstock. Now, the Gas Distribution Division under the Ministry of Utility and Telecommunications Sarawak issued gas retail licenses to 13 upstream gas sellers who applied to carry out natural gas supply and sales activities in Sarawak. Well, according to the minister, upon receiving their retail of gas license, all upstream gas players are reminded to comply with the terms and conditions under their licenses and enter into a gas purchase agreement or GPA with Petros no later than 1st October this year. The National Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Malaysia, or NCCIM, believes that the ringgit's positive trajectory lays a strong foundation for enhancing the country's economic growth. Now, President Dato Sri N. Gopalakrishnan stated that this trend reflects the effective leadership and economic strategies of the Madani government. In a statement today, he expressed optimism that this development will further boost Malaysia's appeal as a prime destination for international investments. NCCIM is prepared to support the government's initiatives to sustain and build upon these economic gains, emphasizing the need for ongoing structural reforms to enhance the country's competitiveness and maintain the ringgit's strength. Well, the Chamber is committed to fostering a conducive business environment that leverages these achievements for the benefit of the business community and the economy. NCCIM also praised the government's economic and financial policies, which, along with improved growth and investment prospects, have contributed to the ringgit's strong performance. The significant appreciation of the ringgit against the US dollar indicates growing confidence among global investors in Malaysia's economic stability and policy direction. Now, this performance highlights not only the government's initiatives, but also the unity and diligence of the country's businesses and citizens. Malaysia's international reserves rose to $114.7 billion as at 31st July 2024 from $113.82 billion as at 28th June 2024. While in a statement today, the central bank said the reserves position was sufficient to finance 5.5 months of imports of goods and services and was 1.0 times the total short-term external debt. Now, the main components of the reserves were foreign currency reserves at $102.4 billion, followed by international monetary fund reserves of $1.3 billion, special drawing rights or SDRs of $5.7 billion, gold $2.9 billion, and other reserves of $2.4 billion. Total assets amounted to 634.13 billion ringgit, comprising gold and foreign exchange reserves, including SDRs of 500 141.26 billion ringgit. Malaysian government papers, 12.76 billion ringgit. Deposits with financial institutions of 5.44 billion ringgit. Loans and advances of 25.18 billion ringgit. Land and buildings, 4.12 billion ringgit. And other assets of 45.34 billion ringgit. B&M said capital and liabilities comprise paid-up capital of 100 million ringgit, reserves 201.81 billion ringgit, currency in circulation 165.06 billion ringgit, deposits by financial institutions 146.19 billion ringgit, federal government deposits of 5.85 billion ringgit, other deposits 66.74 billion ringgit, Bank Negara papers 15.50 billion ringgit, allocation of SDRs of 29.96 billion ringgit and other liabilities of 2.89 billion ringgit. Well, the European Investment Bank, or EIB, is keen to finance Malaysia's infrastructure projects, particularly those aligned with the country's transition to a sustainable green economy espoused by the Madani government. Now, outgoing European Union or EU ambassador to Malaysia, Michalis Rokas, said EIB, the EU's investment bank, is ready to offer a mix of financial instruments, including loans, bank guarantees and grants, especially for long-term infrastructure projects. Now, these projects encompass rail and port development, green transformation and waste management across various states such as Perak, Sarawak, Pahang and Pulau Pinang. Jointly owned by the 27 EU member states, the Luxembourg-based EIB is one of the largest financiers of green projects globally and has regional offices, including one in Jakarta, which focuses on funding activities in Southeast Asia and the Pacific region. Rokas explained that the EIB operates on a proposal basis with state governments or private companies needing to submit their project proposals for considerations. Now, moreover, the Malaysian government is cautious about debt levels and prefers not to offer guarantees, which is why EIB financing is structured in such a way that it would not increase a country's indebtedness. Rokas also assured that EIB's financial assistance does not create dependencies, but instead supports value-based, transparent and sustainable projects with local ownership. He added that EIB only approves sustainable projects, distinguishing its approach from other models. Well, the Kuala Lumpur rubber market rebounded after 2 days of losses to end higher today, supported by the uptrend in regional rubber futures markets amid encouraging Chinese economic data and easing fears of a United States or rather a U.S. recession. Well, a dealer said that market sentiment was also boosted by a weaker ringgit against the US dollar and a continuous recovery in oil prices amid ongoing weak supply. While elaborating further on the matter, the dealer said oil prices recovered slightly amid the risk of supply disruptions in the Middle East, despite concerns about waning global demand amid a mixed reading on US inventories. At 5 p.m., the ringgit slipped to 4.4860/4945 against the greenback from yesterday's close of 4.4725/4770. The Malaysian Rubber Board's or MRB's price for standard Malaysian rubber 20 or SMR 20 increased by 11.5 cents to 770 cents per kilogram, while latex in bulk edged up by 1.5 cents to 627 cents per kilogram. At 5 p.m., the MRB reference price for physical SMR 20 stood at 768.8 cents per kilogram, while latex in bulk was at 627 cents per kilogram. Bursa Malaysia continued its recovery as a semblance of calm returned to global markets, while investors picked up bargains after the frenzied selling earlier this week. Now, at the lunch break, the benchmark index was up 19.32 points to 1.23% to 1,593.71, which is just over 17 points off last Friday's closing price. All but one of the sectors in the broader market were positive, like plantations proved the sole laggard, with heavyweights such as Kuala Lumpur Kapong shedding 58 cents to 20 ringgit and 84 cents. Meanwhile, utilities were seen jumping on the main index, with YTL Power rising 27 cents to 4 ringgit and 29 cents and Tenaga Nasional gaining 50 cents to 14 ringgit and 14 cents. Now, of actives, Cape EMS rose 3.5 cent to 44 cent. Jiankun dropped 1.5 cent to 6.5 cent. And MyEG rose 1.5 cent to 90 cent. Global investors are looking forward to almost certain monetary easing by the U.S. Federal Reserve in light of recent economic data, while observers noted that the unwinding of the yen carry trade may almost be over. Now, this was reflected in a quick rebound in the Japanese exchange, with the Nikkei recovering a further 2.6% to 25,569 to erase nearly all the losses recorded on Monday. Other Asian markets were also on rebound. Hong Kong's Hang Seng gained 1.31% to 16,864. China's composite index added 0.31% to 2,876. And Singapore's Straits Times climbed 1.26% to 3,238. Well, ASEAN is on a positive trajectory to emerge as the world's fourth largest economy by 2030 from its current fifth, given its progressiveness and significant macroeconomic environment. The ASEAN Economic Community, or AEC, Deputy Secretary General Satvinder Singh said this includes its gross domestic product, or GDP, which soared 51% to $3.8 trillion last year versus $2.5 trillion in 2015. Now, this was further reinforced by regional trade, which rose to $3.5 trillion in 2023 from $2.3 trillion in 2015, which helped raise per capita income significantly. Now, this reflects ASEAN's persistent commitment to becoming an open economic region for global trade and investment, which has improved significantly. Satvinder said in the Global South, ASEAN is also the largest recipient of foreign direct investments, totaling about $230 billion today. Now, he said the global supply chain of companies with low carbon footprints and high value activities is more likely to be in ASEAN countries in the coming years. Now, some of the sectors to see significant growth include semiconductors, agriculture, data equipment, as well as minerals and the metals industries. Nonetheless, ASEAN should work hard to reduce the cost of technology across their economies and ensure regional economies have access to technological devices and solutions. Well, shipping group Maersk stated today that it anticipates global demand for container transport to grow, albeit at a slower pace over the next few quarters due to ongoing market risks, leading to a drop in the company's shares during early trading. Now, Maersk has also accelerated its fleet renewal program, raising its capital expenditure forecast for 2024 to 2025 by $1 billion, bringing it to a range of $10 to $11 billion. Now, the company's share price fell by 3.4%, resulting in a year-to-date decline of 12.3%. And Maersk confirmed its preliminary second quarter earnings release last week, which included a revised outlook for the third time since May, citing increased freight rates due to the Red Sea crisis and strong container shipping demand. Well, that concludes this evening's Malaysia Tonight. Now, top story, salaries of civil servants will be adjusted according to their current positions. Thanks for watching. I'm Muhammad Amin Carlos. Malaysia Madani. See you on Monday.